Everyone likes to be part of a winning team. Everyone likes to celebrate and enjoy the rewards that come with success. Everyone likes to use their talents and achieve their goals. Everyone likes to win.
Welcome everybody to the 2012 Ilovo Business Understanding Program. I would like to start by offering a heartfelt thank you to all of the employees across the group for the efforts and contribution that they've made over the past year. When I spoke to you last year, we discussed the period of consolidation that we had come through, whereby we've expanded and started the efforts to create a platform for future growth in the group.
Success is as important to Ilovo Sugar as it is to any soccer team. We know what makes a soccer team successful, but what makes a business successful?
I think Ilovo is an incredibly successful company. So if I sit back and I consider the key elements of success, I would really boil these down into a couple of core components. The first one is vision. I think a successful organization has a clear vision as to where it wants to go. That vision then has to be translated into goals and objectives. Thereafter, a strategy developed to deliver the goals and objectives. And finally, the most difficult part is the execution of the strategy via delivery.
Without success, a company cannot survive. Without success, Ilovo Sugar cannot survive. It is easy to see success with the soccer team, but what does success look like in a company? How will we know when we have achieved success? It is simple. We will be successful when we deliver. We will be successful when we realize our vision. We will be successful when we achieve our goals and objectives. We will be successful when we deliver.
Delivery is the name of the game. And I really would ask all of you to continue your efforts. You'll recall last year it was stand and deliver. We would really like you this year to continue that and deliver that little bit extra that will help us on the way to our success in the coming season.
So how did we do last season? Did we deliver as a company? Did we realize our vision? Did we achieve our goals and objectives? It is easy to talk about success, but action speaks louder than words. Let's hear from our MD, Mr. Graham Clark, about last year's performance.
I talked last year of the values of an Ilovo employee, and I'm very pleased to see that a lot of those values were shown in the performance during the year. I think we've achieved our goal in establishing the base and platform for the future in a fairly trying environment. So I say again, thank you very much for all of your efforts across the group.
Any journey of growth and increased productivity requires careful analysis of both success and failures. Ilovo Sugar is committed to continuous improvement, and so an honest evaluation of past performance is important. Let's start with the highlights.
We achieved a number of successes last year, which I think are worthy of highlighting. As you will all know, we've invested heavily in our Zambian business, in Mozambique, and in Swaziland, together with smaller investments elsewhere. And I think what was pleasing was to see the efforts people made to bring those investments to a point where they started to deliver in terms of their design capability. I would note particularly the performance in Zambia, where after a couple of years of very difficult operational conditions, we were able to turn the factory around and show the world actually exactly what could be done by that factory. And we now have a plant that I argue is the largest single production facility on the continent. In Swaziland, we were able to commercialize a power cogeneration for the first time using biomass. Ilovo, in my view, is the only operation, I think, in the world that combines bagasse and biomass for the production of electricity. We've now got a fantastic model that we can take elsewhere in the group and answer one of Africa's largest challenges, and that is shortages of power and electricity to power our operations. Elsewhere, we've seen in Tanzania our cane yields, new cane varieties, moving our cane yields up the curve. And slowly but surely, Kilimanjaro is getting to a stage where its cane yields are as good as elsewhere in the group. In Mozambique, our factory showed what it could do with its new capacity, and we really look forward to achieving the cane supply to fill that mill such that we show what Maragra can really do.
But there were also some real disappointments last season. Let us hear more about them, but remember, problems are not stop signs. They are merely guidelines.
Having talked of the successes, we also did encounter a number of disappointments and challenges in the past year. These were largely not of our own making, but having said that, our task is to overcome things that are thrown at us from the outside. I talk particularly of the drought in South Africa. We mentioned it last year, but unfortunately the drought was of such severity that it had an impact again last year. And in fact, if we look overall, our South African business produced 250,000 tons of sugar less than in a normal year. Now that's also an opportunity, because given that we recover from the drought, we will have that upside to look forward to in the coming year. And out of that adversity, our South African team are now well on the way to recovering from the drought and to getting back to a normal seasonal performance. On the currency markets, we had a seesaw experience where currencies went against us for most of the year. So overall, in terms of our performance last year, I would probably still have to say that we're slightly disappointed. I think we could have done a lot more. But having said that, I believe we have the platform to deliver going forward.
Continuous improvement is the way we, at Ilovo Sugar, plan to carry on into the future, continually striving to get better and better at everything we do. Continuous improvement needs people engagement. It is a process that is done by the people and not to the people. It is also a top-down and bottom-up process. Management have a key role to play in directing business improvements, and employees have a responsibility to come forward and share ideas that will improve the business, their business.
We would encourage you all, if you have a good idea or something that you think will make a difference, to please come forward. Bring us your ideas, we will take them seriously and we will build them into our best practice program. And I believe that if the collective thought within the group is all combined, we're going to transform ourselves to a better place.
You cannot expect to achieve new goals or move beyond your present circumstances unless you change. Ilovo keeps embracing change, changes that help the business along the path of growth and improvement. These changes have both strategic and operational value to the business.
We have seen a number of changes since last year, both in terms of our board structure, our executive team, and the way in which we manage the business generally. If I could start at the level of our board, we have seen the retirement of our long-standing chairman, Robbie Williams. So Robbie retired after a distinguished career, and we were delighted that Don McLeod, our previous chief executive, Don having retired 3 years ago, accepted the challenge to take over from Robbie. Don returns in a very different role. He is no longer involved in the day-to-day business within Ilovo. That is a task charged to myself and the executive team. But Don is always there in the background. As our chairman, he will be part of our guiding influence. He will ensure that we continue to deliver on our strategy and our goals and our objectives. We also have 3 changes on the executive team, driven by the retirement of a couple of long-serving employees, notably Barry Stewart and Gordon Knox, and the departure of Karen Zarnak, who left the group during the year. I must say, I'm delighted that we've been able to fill these positions with very competent and exciting individuals who I think will only take the executive team on to a much greater level. I talk specifically now of Gavin Dalgleish, who has taken over as the Group Operations Director from Barry Stewart. It's great to have Gavin rejoin the group, and he brings with him a wealth of experience from his time in ABF elsewhere around the globe. And we really look forward to Gavin contributing to further uplifting our operations across all of our businesses. Mohammed Samat joins us as Finance Director, bringing a wealth of experience out of the mining industry. Mohammed previously was the Finance Director of Anglo American's coal interests, And I like to think that we're a pretty similar business to the mining sector, except that they understand the meaning of performance and living by your margin, your operating cost, and your revenue. So I think Mohammed brings with him a greater focus on our operational effectiveness and our cost base. We also have a new company secretary, and we are delighted to welcome Jenny Kunst, who takes over from Gordon Knox. Jenny has for many years been involved with Ilovo as our corporate attorney, and she is very, very competent, understands the issues that face us as a company.
As we learned last year in BUP, the regional structure of Ilovo Sugar also changed. This has been working effectively for the past season, which proves how change can and does add positively to our business.
We are very excited by what we're starting to see from the regional structure, and I would like to congratulate Dave Howells, Simon Cleesby, Ian Parrott and Nick Morris on their achievements over the last year. I think our objective has been to bring the organization closer together, to share experiences and to share successes across the group. So we would see ourselves building further from our regional structure, and we would encourage you all to continue giving our regional directors the support that you have to date.
Ilovo Sugar is a giant in the sugar industry. It has achieved much over the years and is the biggest sugar producer on the African continent. But there is more work to be done and much more to achieve. The future of our company is in all our hands, the employees of Ilovo. We are important and we can make a difference.
This year is going to be yet another challenge. We are continuing the path of consolidation, of enhancing our performance and really delivering on all the promises that we have made to everybody in the past. We're on show to the world, and I firmly believe that we will deliver this year, certainly in line with everything we've hoped for in all of our expansions and all of our new operations. I would then like to encourage you to embrace the year with vigor and with the courage of your convictions to take on the tasks ahead of you. Having said that, we would ask you to work safely, continue to observe our safety standards, and please make your workplace the safest place in your day.
Let's work together as a team to help our company achieve its potential. Let's help our company to continue to grow and improve. Let's focus on delivery and show the world what Ilovo Sugar is capable of. We can also be champions, winners in 2012.